transaction solutions you can depend on.
Smooth 98.1 Love Music, Love Life. I'm Mairo-Ese. It's 6:30 a.m. and time for today's edition of Business Express 981. I have with me joining me via Zoom, Rotus. Good morning, Rotus. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning to you. Good morning to Lagos and everybody out there.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Also joining us this morning to analyze the stories, I have Fisayo. Fisayo is joining us this morning. Good morning, Fisayo. How are you today?
I'm very well. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning, Rotus. Good morning, everyone.
Excellent. Good to have you on the show. All right, if you'd like to join the conversation, we encourage you to use our YouTube platform. We're streaming live on youtube.com/smooth981fm Lagos. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell so that you know whenever we go online or post up a new video. You can also send us a WhatsApp message. 0809 444 0981 is the number. Otherwise, you can tweet at us at smooth981fm. Use the hashtag businessexpress981 to get talking. All right, so today we're going to be looking at Elon Musk turning against Bitcoin. That was big. I see you laughing already, so I know that you're about to tear into this one. As billionaires push back following the decision. Let's start from that, and I hope we're even able to take a few more stories following that.
Yeah, no, I wanted us to start, but I really do want us to talk about Safaricom and Amazon, at least to get with Africa first. Are you okay with that? Safaricom.
Does Safaricom in talks with US giant Amazon on mobile payment?
Yes, well, it's up to Fisayo. Can we start with that?
Okay, let's talk briefly about that.
Okay. Yes, please. So what's apparently Safaricom over in Kenya, that's is of which M-Pesa is its brainchild. They're in talks with Amazon to get M-Pesa on the Amazon. What's the point of all that? What's the idea behind that?
Okay, so basically it's all about payments, right? So Safaricom is the Chinese, is the Kenyan payment giant, right? And then their work is to ensure that yes, people are able to pay, using mobile money, the M-Pesa platform. Now they're trying to launch a big, a global push to ensure that yes, M-Pesa becomes, a more ubiquitous, type payment platform across, different international type merchants. Because the standard way of paying, even from Nigeria, if you're paying on Amazon or on Alibaba or something, it's using your card, right? Your Visa card or your MasterCard, mainly, right? Or you now use a PayPal account, something like that. So they want to ensure that M-Pesa becomes an option for payments for this global payment platform. So it means that they have to integrate with Amazon, they have to integrate with, with Zara, just all of these platforms basically to ensure that yes, the people in Kenya or in East Africa generally are able to see the option of paying with Safaricom, and rather than just forcing them to use their cards or their bank cards only. So that for me is a big push. And of course, the question is that how much of shopping or how much of payment happens, from the region, to this, global platform that would warrant, them using, that were around putting M-Pesa as an option to pay on their own platform, because this is down from. So imagine someone is saying that you have to ensure that you have to use maybe a Verve card on Amazon. How many payments goes through Verve, in Nigeria? Or someone saying that you have to use MTN mobile money in Nigeria for Amazon platform. What's the volume of transaction that happens using the MTN mobile money transfer? So that for me is the question that yes, Amazon has to answer. But for Safaricom, it's all wins, no losses.
Okay, so as far as competition, there shouldn't be. Who would be worried? Like you're saying, this is only for people within the region, giving them an extra payment option. So is there any worries for competition in any form?
The people that should be worried are the current incumbents for paying. So which is going to be the card issuers and of course the the card issuers and of course the payment processors, linked to that. Because if Kenyans then switch, because I mentioned before that typical payment method is M-Pesa. That's the standard, within the country. The way card transactions here, as in using cards, bank cards, is standard here in Nigeria. Using M-Pesa is standard, largely in Kenya. So if they're able to now do international transactions using that same platform, then of course I think they would, just typically move towards their standard platform rather than try to use, a different channel that they're not necessarily used to. So I think that the card users should be worried and all of that.
Would this inspire any other collaboration between mobile money players and e-commerce platforms in other regions? Can this be replicated elsewhere? Or is this unique to what Kenya is doing with M-Pesa?
So I have to look into because, like I said, M-Pesa is the primary payment platform, in Kenya, right? So except of course we have such other niche where card is not the predominant, is not the predominant payment platform. That something else is the predominant payment. So it's like, having a chat app, right? In Nigeria, WhatsApp is the predominant chat, platform. When some regions, it's Facebook Messenger. I don't even know how they survive, right? It's just what it is, right? So in other regions, it's probably even text messages, right? So for me, it's just, it's to find, okay, what other niche would this type of situation really, occur, and what's the volume of transaction that comes out from there? If the volume is large enough, and of course the leading payment platform is not on Amazon, then of course they try to push for such partnerships.
Thank you, sir. All right. Elon Musk turning his back on Bitcoin. Please take it away. What, for people who don't know, explain for people what's going on, just in case.
Yeah, so I think Elon Musk he has proven over and over again that he probably has some psychopathic tendencies. So this is not the first time he's doing things that people question whether, okay, is it like someone can be too intelligent that you're borderline, in the negative region. Anyways, the point is that earlier this year, Elon Musk tweeted that he had bought Bitcoin worth about 1.5 billion, right, dollars, which is huge, right? In fact, by the time they released their Q1 results, right, they discovered that what drove the profit for Tesla, the electric vehicle manufacturer, was that it sold 10% of its Bitcoin holding. That's what drove its profits, not the sale of its cars, right? Just sold 10% of its Bitcoin holding. So imagine sell Bitcoin worth 10% of 1%, more than $50 million, right? When you bought it, maybe sold it for like $500 million. Like, yeah, you made a huge profit. So that's the thing. So Bitcoin, Elon earlier this year had mentioned that yes, they bought Bitcoin worth $1.5 million. Then further down the year, he mentioned that yes, Tesla will now start getting paid using Bitcoin, for their cars. So they're enabling you to be able to pay using Bitcoin for your cars. For their own cars. Which again drove the friends around Bitcoin through the roof. Only for the guy to come back yesterday and say, no, he's not doing it again. They are not going to do that again because Bitcoin mining is not safe for the environment. They're like, what is this guy talking about? You said earlier in the year you bought Bitcoin worth $1.5 billion. Earlier in the year, you said you're going to start using Bitcoin as an accessible payment channel for the Tesla cars. I need to show up in May to say, wait a second. In mining Bitcoin, they use coal. The power requirement is fairly largely by coal, and then coal is a very dirty fuel, so we're not going to use Bitcoin again. So at that point, once that happened, the price of Bitcoin again took a huge slump, from what it used to be. And then of course we were like, okay, what is Elon smoking? Why is it dilly-dallying around what he can do and what he cannot do? right? And I said that's the story, right? And then for me, I think that Elon is pushing his limits as an influencer, because the same guy that tweeted that tweeted something that he had to be fined by the SEC around the shares of Tesla, trying to manipulate stock. It's the same guy that tweeted about a meme coin called Dogecoin, right? So I think it's pushing his limit as an influencer, and people react to his tweets, right? So if his fellow billionaires have been calling out, around the stupidity around what he's doing, because I think that it's actually very bad to try to move the market, because maybe you've taken a position. Only for, I won't be surprised if Elon Musk will answer that, yeah, okay, well, we actually bought additional 1.5 billion. That's Elon Musk for you. I think it's just a clown as far as I'm concerned.
Amazing.
Right.
I'm sure we have messages, but I think in just a minute, Fisayo, I want to squeeze this in. Very serious. The colonial pipeline shutdown in the United States that shut down fuel going to. It was so amazing seeing cars in America lining up like they do in Nigeria. There were fuel queues and so on. The ransomware, I understand that the cyber attack and the ransomware, it's reported now, Bloomberg and so on, are saying that they paid $5 million to get back control of their pipeline. What's your take, real quick, so we can take messages? What is it?
Yes, I think it's hard for people to admit that they paid a ransom to get their platform back, because that would open them up as weak, and then of course it means that they might be prone to more attacks because they know that they will always pay. So I think that's why they denied ever paying, only to discover that they paid further down the line. But one thing I just need to mention, the only time the US didn't have queues was in the last 4 years when President Donald Trump was in charge of the country. Queues had always been, even before Barack Obama, because of the nonsense push for clean energy without necessarily providing alternatives. So it's not the first time that it's happening. So please let's get the facts straight. Yeah. Okay. So.
Yeah.
All right. So shall we take messages? Over to our listeners. Right. D from Alausa says the 2020 survey by HSB reveals that 36% of small, medium businesses in the US accept Bitcoin. This includes Wikipedia, Microsoft, and AT&T. And then Henry Manuel says Musk is erratic. Remember the story about taking Tesla private? I think regulators are not being hard enough on him. And then Michael Onyeweke from Marina says, please check the volume. Oh, okay. All right, thank you very much. All right, Michael. Yeah, okay. So that's for our ears only. Elon Musk is not your daddy, says Modukwe. Seriously though, why are responsible adults taking investment advice from some businessman's Twitter account? We've always been told Bitcoin is a speculative investment. There are videos and articles about pump and dump schemes everywhere, but everyone wants to support Elon Musk for their own silliness, he calls it. Goke from UK says, not surprised about Musk's U-turn. He's the richest clown in town, just trying to influence value of Bitcoin. Yinka says, I told you, when you allow one man wield this much power and influence combined with a faceless Bitcoin central bank governor, these guys can single-handedly change a government they don't like, one that fuels Wahala in the US. Last, all of us know well, black or white or Nigerians. All right, Rotus, before we go on, I think with John, John started us off with asking what the position on NTB is right now.
And so they halted the auction because of the public holiday. So it's postponed. The NTB auction will take place, I believe it's next week. So we'll see what rates, but rates have been climbing. So gradually, rates have been climbing. All
right. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much. And then Emmanuel from Ikoyi wraps up saying, I think Fisayo is right. I expect them to buy more when the price slumps.
Hang on, sorry. I've just gotten an update from one of our listeners. It's today. It's taking place today. But
okay.
Shout him out. Ayodeji Ebo of Chapel Hill is an incredible, awesome analyst. And he was with us on Personal Finance. Ayodeji, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ayodeji.
NTB auction is taking place today.
All right, thank you so much for clarifying that. So NTB auction is taking place today. All right, thank you, Rotus and Fisayo. You can find Rotus at Rotanquote on Twitter and Fisayo at RMO Fisayo on Twitter. You can find us collectively at Smooth981FM. Use the hashtag Business Express 981 to let us know your thoughts, comment on the stories from today, or perhaps any business or tech trends you might want to discuss. Don't forget to please complete our feedback form. We'd love to hear your thoughts on for, I think it was Michael who sent the message earlier on. You can complete the feedback form and we would respond to that. And feedback form is on all our social media platforms, on Twitter, and it's pinned to our Twitter handle, so you can't miss it. It's on our WhatsApp status as well. It's also on our Insta story, also on our website, www.smooth981.fm. Your opinions matter and would like to take them into consideration in making decisions going forward. Okay, so coming up next at 7:30, we have freshly pressed 981, detailed analysis of today's national news headline stories. Waji and Lakunle are going to be joining me to analyze the news stories for today. Stay tuned.
Express, brought to you by
thank you. Thank you, Fisayo. Thank you, Rotus, and thank you everyone for watching, for tuning in.
Love life.